In the dim glow of a flickering street lamp, Clifford Masters stood outside the imposing facade of Pemberton Bank. It was 1988, and the rigid structure seemed to mock him with its cold grandeur as he slipped on a pair of leather gloves. Just a week ago, Clifford had been working long, thankless hours as a junior analyst within these very walls. Now, dismissed without warning over what he was convinced were fabricated allegations. He sought retribution, not for the loss of his job, but for the injustice he couldn't let go unchallenged. As Clifford pulled his trench coat tight against the chill of the evening, memories of boardroom meetings and whispered conversations surged through his mind. He had stumbled upon something much more sinister late one evening. Hidden behind the facade of mundane paperwork were traces of embezzlement so well orchestrated that even the sharpest of minds could miss it. The amounts were not small, siphoned off meticulously to offshore accounts linked to senior executives. His plan for revenge was straightforward, yet fraught with risk. The flimsy security system gave him confidence, as he had once been responsible for maintaining it. The changing of the guard at 11:45 p.m. was his window. He needed precisely 22 minutes. As the hands of his watch hit 11:40 p.m., he made his move, slipping through the employee entrance he knew all too well. Inside, Clifford navigated the silent corridors with an unnerving familiarity. He reached the records room and began flipping through files, pulling the necessary evidence. The accusations in those documents were damning enough to topple the proud empire Pemberton Bank had become. As he stuffed incriminating documents into his satchel, Clifford was suddenly aware of a presence. It was Martin Weaver, the security guard who had often shared lunch breaks with him. "Cliff, what are you doing?" Martin asked, in a low, hesitant voice. Caught off guard, Clifford paused, weighing his options. In a vulnerable moment, he decided honesty was the best currency. "This bank's rotting from inside, Martin. I have to reveal the truth before they bury it deeper." To his relief, Martin nodded slowly. "I never thought you were guilty of what they said," he replied, "and I won't stand in your way." With this unexpected ally by his side, Clifford continued. They knew they didn't have much time. The ticking clock was a constant reminder. By midnight, Clifford had secured what he needed. With Martin's help, he loaded the documents onto his motorbike parked behind the bank. The night air was crisp against his face as he roared away, the satchel securely in place, carrying secrets that promised a storm of scandal. Clifford drove through the night until he reached the office of a trusted journalist who had once been a mentor. With trembling hands, he handed over the files, knowing full well they would set in motion a cascade that would change everything. In the following weeks, the bank's illicit activities were exposed in national headlines. The executives implicated faced justice, and Clifford found an unexpected path forward. His actions, though driven by revenge, had unveiled a truth that restored his pride and dignity. As the dust settled, Clifford Masters walked away from the storm he created, vindicated and free to start anew.